The other one. No. Other common speculated reasons as to why I was on, in such a program for such a length of time, and I've still got a few months left, and even when the program comes to an end this August, when I'll be on 0.0 milligrams or nothing at all, you know, I still might not get any documentation or paperwork to show for myself as to why I was eating this junk in the first place. But other commonly speculated reasons were maybe I was passing doses out to the current president's daughter and doing it rough in the sack. That seems a bit far fetched. Just as much as hanging out with anyone of similar stature back in the in the '90s before the world turned to chaos, Armageddon. Oh my God, we's all gonna die. So let the kids be kids and just gaggle them all together and just have fun because they can afford, or they might die tomorrow and they can afford today, sort of thing. So there was that, and then there was my time in the '90s as a childhood celebrity public figure for the Grateful Dead home movies, all sorts of GDP underground stuff. And it would have been a much bigger thing, but the passing of Brent Midland really did cause big surprise, and put speculation of an accessory to possible murder on my immediate family, as well as the rest of the band members. They wanted to know how exactly, because it was unexpected. It wasn't from old age. It wasn't from medical complications. It was from a minor overdose of narcotics, whether yayo or well, it's probably yayo or speedball. Anyway, so a couple months into life as this world-renowned newborn baby, almost as if I'm on the General Hospital soap opera or the can of baby food from Gerber. Uh, the whole world gets turned upside down, and although it was planned for 3 years, with Jerry Garcia and Bear Stanley, the rest of the gaggle group, the merry pranksters and everyone else involved with that whole trip from 65 to 95. Well, there was the family member who got involved 87. He had 2 weeks with the band, and then he was doing the soundboard with Bear, and he finally got his wish in 3/29/90 when I was granted life at New London City Hospital. But a couple months later, the whole world flipped around, and then I lived a lavish life. I was best friends with Paris Hilton. I was getting in touch with Britney Spears and even Trump, right? But that was a round the clock, 24/7 acid fueled trip from hell, is what I'm told these days. Very illegal, very wrong. And although we had the millions to show for it and anything politically presidential, Gramps was still alive and he had been to Hiroshima and back and worked in the Oval Office. Granddad was, not ridden with old age and, still could put on his FBI Kevlar vest and have the documents to the teeth to walk me anywhere in the world, including, say, Area 51 or something similar, And that's a time that I imagine, because life's for suck these days. I got myself a half trailer and I live in poverty. Although I was once famous and probably still am on GDP Underground, as a public figure, childhood celebrity, the family that I was raised in checked out of the Grateful Dead in 2007, put me away for a slumber for over 4,000 days, and I'm not really scheduled to return, but to a few minor VIP shows where they say, well, he's dead already, just don't interact with him. He's more for so Melvin can see the baby growing up, whose diaper he used to wipe. I'd be visiting New Riders of the Purple Sage as well, because Buddy used to live in New London, and he got me from diapers to whitey tighties, after training pants and things, Um, Jerry was a band favorite. Bob is too busy, and Phil we like to see, but we can't follow for some reason. Pod's got strict rules, regulations. He's king of the castle, and something of a Swedish hierarchy. As far as I'm waiting for him to retire, and then hopefully I'll come into some kind of something. And let's hope he retires rather than an unexpected anything. So, it's all a big dream. 90 to 2001 and 90 to 2003. 90 or 89, 90 to 2000.